There are these days where you're leading in the game for 38 minutes, you're leading by 12 points with just 3 minutes to go, and you still lose the game because Olympiacos says, you know what, we're not giving away a game, even though we're missing a bunch of players, even though we're losing this whole game. We're not giving this away to you, Maccabi. We're taking this in the last 3 minutes and coming back from a 12-point deficit.
That was a robbery of the season. Olympiacos just pulled off a robbery of the season. I mean, a perfect setup to win a game for Maccabi. They deserved to win this game. They were better for these 38 minutes. But it feels like they just stopped playing the game. And Maccabi's coach at Qatar said that, there were 5, 6. There's no way that there are 5, 6, 7 calls going to one side. I need to watch the video and stuff like that, but this is unacceptable. But when he sees the video, he will see not the referee's decisions, but defensive communication mistakes, huge defensive mistakes in general, and just, effort mistakes that you cannot afford on the top EuroLeague level. That's what actually happened in the last 3 minutes. A combination of horrible things on Maccabi side and some great things in Olympiacos side.
Some character and some mental toughness to actually, focus and go, okay, what can we do in this moment? And especially right now, when we're talking about this team that's missing all these guys that are facilitators of the offense, usually, for this team, 4 crucial pieces in the backcourt. We're talking about Fournier, Evans, who's supposed to be this key to Olympiacos' offense this year. Walkup, who's this veteran player now.
Glue guy for the team, yeah.
The glue guy that's an established, guard that's been there for that core for however many years, 5 years or so. And then you got McKissick, another veteran player who brings in energy off the bench. You're missing all these 4 guys. You're relying on these other guards. But it doesn't matter. It's a win, and it's a win that I think, in this EuroLeague, all these kind of random wins matter. Sometimes we remember when it's April, when it's March, we remember that game where they actually managed to come back from 12. If they didn't win that game, they would have been, outside of the top 4 or something like that. So why this matters so much is because the EuroLeague is super, super competitive. Right now, 17 teams are separated by 1 win. So, these add up.
I would like to break down these last 3 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I think it's Maccabi who lost the game. And this loss started from making cheap fouls on Milutinov and sending him to the free throw line. And Milutinov was perfect from the free throw line. He was 4 of 4. And just in general, he's a reliable free throw shooter. And there were some situations where Maccabi was in bonus already, and it was a non-shooting situations and just cheap, easy points for Olympiacos. Then a lot of huge communication mistakes, just leaving the guys open, including Milutinov, who actually had a hell of a quarter, 12 points in the last 8 minutes of the game. And it's also an iceberg of Maccabi's problems in general this season, because they're allowing 92.5 points this EuroLeague season in 5 games. The lowest scoring performance that they allowed was 85 against Efes. All the rest, over 90. And then, I think that's what happens when you have NBA players coming to Europe and NBA mentality players in Europe. It starts from Jeff Doughton, who had a hell of a 4th quarter. He started the 4th quarter.
A hell of a game, let's say.
True.
24 points, 6 out of 7 from 3.
He hit 4 of 5 from the 3-point line in the 4th quarter only. He had 14 points in the 4th quarter. But I get it. He was hot. And you want the ball in his hands when you need to score. But there was this crazy situation where he was trying to find a shot. He couldn't. He kicked the ball out. Lonnie Walker missed. And it happens. Nothing bad about that. But what happens next? Doughton is under the rim. So Olympiacos grabs a defensive rebound. It's the last minute of the game. Or 80 seconds to play. And instead of running full speed to defense because it's a transition situation. You know, Olympiacos is down by 3 or by 6. You need to play defense. Doughton shakes his head because it was a bad defensive possession, starts jogging to defense. And when Olympiacos starts figuring out that, hey, we're 5 against 4, and then Dorsey makes a good drive into the paint, and there's Dorsey making a good space and finding a good look on the corner. Doughton is still jogging like he was walking in the park, and instead going for the guy who might get open, he's just going into the huddle. What happens? Tyler Dorsey hits an open 3. So these are mistakes that you cannot allow on this level, but it describes the importance of every possession. I think that in the NBA game, you have the habit of not understanding the real value of the possession. So that's what happened. Then you have O'Shea Brissett. And this was the last offensive play by Maccabi before Lonnie Walker's game winner attempt.
Yeah.
I know that, you know, sometimes you go 2 for 1, but when you're up by 1, I think, and it's 36 seconds to play, 18 on a shot clock, I doubt it's a good decision to try to score as fast as possible. O'Shea Brissett suddenly aggressively starts driving. He faces Vezenko, who's in a good defensive situation. Brissett just collapses and you lose the ball. And that's where, again, Olympiacos starts transition play. That's where it's hard to set up defensively. And Tyler Dorsey once again makes a good drive, kicks the ball out to Vezenkov. He makes an open layup. Olympiacos is taking the lead.
Yeah, Brissett's drive, I mean, it was 15 seconds left on the shot clock and 33 seconds when he lost the ball. In the game clock, it didn't make sense because even if you make that shot, it's only a 6 or so second difference between when the ball would have gone through the net and all that. Would have been like 6 or 5 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. In Europe, it's not enough. Like with those stop, like you cannot take a timeout if you, let's say, grab a rebound or something like that. You cannot. So you'll have to go all the way across and probably won't have the time to do that. But also on Olympiacos side, like you said, it all started with Milutinov. It ended with Vezenkov. Vezenkov was the one who kept them in the game the whole time. Milutinov was the one to start the comeback. And that was actually even before those free throws you told me about. Miscommunications on pick-and-roll defense. Milutinov, wide open dunk from under the rim. Then again, he gets the ball, gets fouled. Then he gets a nice position, offensive rebound, fouled. He was just too big of a presence. I just wanted to emphasize that it all started with Milutinov and the bigs of Maccabi. They're not, qualified to stop such a big body, and they actually just don't have big bodies in general. And then Vezenkov was the one to hit that. Like a floater kind of shot, I guess, to go ahead.
A bit of Printez's memories.
a little bit from the other side though. But
But Dorsey was huge.
And Dorsey's shot.
He made so many great reads. He made those important shots.
And was it Ward who hit the 3-pointer as well in this comeback run? I think after going 1 of 4, that was a very important 3 from when they were at 87 points, no?
Could be. He hit a 1 3-pointer in the fourth quarter.
That was
it.
That was at 1 minute and 16 seconds left. Again, a guy who missed, let's say he made 1 of 4 and up to this point. That's just the Paris mentality showing. Like, if you have a shot that's open, you take it. And I mean, that was very important that he hit that.
And this last defensive stop, Lonnie Walker.
Yeah. I feel like it's a bit too forced from Lonnie, essentially. He had 2 guys on him, and not just on him. They were like doubling him. Yeah. I think he misread the situation. There were 2 more guys, one on the wing and one in the corner, where you could try to swing the ball. Of course, it was like 2-3 seconds left, and sometimes they say, it's better to take a shot than commit a turnover in these last moments. But the shot he took was just impossible. So I think they could have played that better.
My initial thought was, okay, you just pass the ball, because even though there's only 3 seconds remaining, still it's quite enough. But maybe the problem was that there was Di Bartolomeo on 45 on one side and Sorkin on another. I checked the stats. This year, Di Bartolomeo was 1 of 6, Sorkin 1 of 8 shooting beyond the arc. So stats-wise, mathematics-wise, maybe it made sense for Lonnie to take that shot. But what I liked in this defensive situation, how Lonnie was forced into that, was Tyson Ward's read. It was like 3 or 4 seconds to play. Lonnie Walker is making a move. The screen is set, and it feels like in the best-case scenario, you can actually get Lonnie Walker against Milutinov.
Yeah, that was the idea.
And Tyson Ward, less than 4 seconds left, he checks the clock on the opposite side of the floor over the basket. He realized that there's not much time left. There's Lonnie Walker. He makes a stunt, and then he actually attaches to Lonnie Walker and makes this great double team. That was a wonderful read because he realized that the guy who might get open is Di Bartolomeo. At the same time, there's Ntilikina standing. Okay, he's defending 2 guys, but there won't be too much time to pass the ball from Bartolomeo to the corner. So that was awesome read by Ward. And of course, his size, his length, his defense, it just helped to make this Lonnie Walker's game-winner attempt impossible. So that was crazy 3-minute sequence by Olympiacos.
I think Olympiacos have this deadly defensive lineup if they put Ntilikina and Ward in for these last possessions. I think that's what they should do every time, it's a game decisive moment and they need some guys to get stops. I think those 2 guys on the perimeter just really hard to deal with. And we've just seen the best example because even Ntilikina there defending 2 guys, with his hand length or arm length, let's say, with his reach, I think he can intercept, those passing lanes. So, an incredible win one more time.
Incredible win, but no miracles in this sequence.
Yeah, like you said, all logical.
It's not like Arnas Butkevič just came out with 6 3-pointers in the last 3 minutes.
Unless you would say that Tyson Ward's 3-pointer was unlikely based on how he was shooting this game.
Not really.
Generally speaking, not really,
All these fouls Maccabi made, Sasha Vezenko attempted 3-pointer. I mean, it was a clear foul. He slapped his hand. So, and again, it was good Vezenko's read, his pump fake. So...
And actually, another thing that I forgot to mention, how many turnovers, even during this comeback, Olympiacos committed. Like, there were like 2 or 3 possessions where they lost the ball. And I thought, okay, how is this comeback going to happen? Because I didn't watch this game live. I watched it replay. I was like, what? They're just losing the ball? I thought this is going to be some crazy comeback, perfect basketball. Didn't need that, and committing 16 turnovers in total for this game was quite a lot, to be honest. I think that's something that's reflecting of not having the backcourt that they are supposed to have. So
the worst part for Maccabi is that I think that this win was not that necessary for Olympiacos compared to Maccabi's situation because they started the season 1-4, and now they're facing Real Madrid in the next round. Then they're visiting Panathinaikos. They're hosting Crvena Zvezda, Monaco. They're visiting Fener. I mean, until November 13, when they're hosting Baskonia, I see a lot of tough games. And, that might be crucial for some people. Who knows? Maybe, Oded Katash situation. He might be on the hot seat. So that's tough. That's a huge loss. That loss might mean a lot for Maccabi. And for Olympiacos, it just, they're in preseason shape. A lot of players missing. They play sloppy basketball so far. But they're just trying to pick those wins through this sluggish sequence of the season. Their season starts in March.
And it's not like other teams are running away with wins, All teams have losses. It's all like right now you can't look at the standings essentially. You should go game by game. That's what teams do, and it's about getting in shape, and for them it's going to be about getting players healthy. That's the most important thing. If they get everyone healthy, get in rhythm, I think this team will be all right. So yeah.